Hey, hi Prakash. Can you briefly explain about yourself and your day-to-day activities?
Hi Ashok, I'm having the 4 years of experience in DevOps and cloud environment. So in my daily activity will be we are working in Kubernetes, Docker, Maven tool for build the application, um, Jenkins we are using for CI/CD pipeline, and then we are using the IAC for IAC we are using Terraform for IAC. Also we are using Grafana and Prometheus for the monitoring tool to monitor the applications. So my daily activities whenever so every day we having the call with Scrum call with Scrum manager. So we will be having the Jira tool and the ServiceNow tool for the ticketing system. So when the on the call we will be discussing our ongoing issues as or if there is any new project we will be working together, and then we will be assigning the tasks and incidents. Uh, if there is any priority, we will be assigning those tickets into our bin, and then we will work on the issues.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
So you use Terraform as infrastructure code, right?
yes, yeah.
So what exactly you do in Terraform?
So in Terraform, we will be creating the multiple environments like the testing environment and then QA environment to creating the resources in AWS. So which is used to keep the same infrastructure to test the applications and then build the applications. So if there is any issues, then we can able to check the logs files or any issues as we can test it into the different environments. So these are all the work I'm doing.
Sorry, what you are testing?
So sometimes we will be upgrading. We will be adding some EC2 instance. For example, for a VPC, we will be adding to a VPC. So we will be doing into the test environment. In the test environment is success, then we will go for the production environment.
Sorry, what you will be testing in QA and dev environments in Terraform?
In dev environment, right?
Yeah, what exactly you do?
Actually, we will creating the so based on the requirement, we will be creating the resources on AWS
Okay,
for different environments.
okay. So how would you rate yourself in Terraform
So I will
out of
give
10?
around, yeah, out of 10 I will be around give around 6.
Okay, okay. Let's assume, okay. Uh, like how would you design a multi-region deployment using Terraform? Like we should have like minimum downtime.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
so if we need to create the multi-region Terraform, we need to use the keywords in we need to use the alias keywords in the uh, provider .tfl, which is used to create the multiple regions.
okay,
So for example, if we provide the region as um, uh, US East 1, and then we need to provide the alias as yes uh, US East 1, and then we using that alias we can able to create the multiple uh, resources in the multiple environments, sorry, multiple regions.
okay. Let's assume like you want to design like environment with minimal downtime in AWS environment using Terraform. How would you design it?
So okay, minimal downtime. So for example, if we need to increase the EC2 instance types, so like we need to use the mm, So we there is a one strategy called uh, create the EC2 instance before destroy. So it terraforms every time when we apply the changes, it will destroy the current state file, and then it will be creating the new file. So instead of that, we need to we can ignore the particular state file and particular that instance type, and then we can able to do the uh, sorry, it's okay. Cannot understand that exactly what that keyword is.
Okay. Okay. Now let's assume like you are going to create an environment in AWS. Okay.
Okay.
So you want to like deploy an web application, and it should have minimum downtime. I am talking about AWS. Okay. You should have minimum
Okay.
downtime. So what are the components will be involved, and how would you design that one?
Like so, we need to create the uh, Kubernetes. We need to create
I
the
am asking about
EKS,
AWS. I am asking about AWS.
AWS. Okay. So in AWS, we need to create the application load balancer, which is distributing the traffics between the layer 7, and then
Sorry, what is layer 7?
now layer 7 is application layer, which is used to distributing the traffics using the HTTP and HTTPS.
Why would you use that?
So when if we deploy the application into the web application into the particular VPC, then sometimes user will be accessing user will be requesting the to access that particular application. It is going through first, it will reach the layer 7 application layer, so through using the HTTP and HTTPS ports. So based on the load balancer, it will forward the traffic into the
What is load balancer and what is layer 7?
so load balancer will be, it will be distributing the traffics
Okay, can you
between.
explain different types of load balancers?
Sure. So we having the default load balancer that is not in use. We having application load balancer, and then we have a network gateway load balancer.
Okay, can you explain the difference between application load balancer and network load balancer?
So application load balancer will be used to distribute, sorry, distributing the traffics in the layer 7 network, sorry, layer 7 in OSI model. So mm, network load balancer will be distributing the traffics through the IP address or TCP and UDP.
Can you explain the difference between TCP and UDP?
So TCP will be so whenever we send the response, we once we will get the once that message is sent to the destination point, so we will be getting the acknowledgement that is called TCP. So UDP will be non-reliable communication, which only it will broadcasting the messages, so it won't care about the we will not receive the acknowledgement that message has been sent to the particular destination.
Okay, okay. Now you explain me like how would you design a highly scalable application in AWS?
Okay, so highly scalable applications. So we need to create the VPCs. In the VPCs, we can having the private network, and then sorry, private subnet, and then public subnet. So in the public subnet, we need to enable the internet.
Okay, if that goes down,
Uh, so that is goes down, we need to create the multiple regions. For example, if there is any region is downtime, so it will pick up from the another region. So we need to create the multi region VPC to communicate uh, to communicate to up, to access those applications.
Okay, so in Terraform, we have statefiles, right? So how would you save that one, and how can you avoid file corruption, statefile corruption?
Okay, when we saving the Terraform file, we will be stored into the AWS S3 bucket. So which is it will be in the safe place to anyone cannot be accessed. So also so we can able to use the DynamoDB to prevent to log the state file.
Okay, so let's assume you're deploying an application. Okay, let's assume Amazon. You want to design a Kubernetes architecture for a globally distributed application, and it should have low latency. So how would you design the Kubernetes cluster?
So we need to create the um, more master nodes. For example, three master nodes, and then based on the requirements, we need to create the uh, multiple node applications, which is running the application, which is runs the application. Um, so can you please repeat the question again? Like,
So how would you architect a Kubernetes cluster
okay,
that is globally distributed?
okay.
Means it should be accessible throughout the globe, and it should have low latency.
Okay, so we need as I said, so we need to create the so multiple master nodes in our cluster. So based on the requirement, we need to create the multiple worker nodes. Also, we need to create the uh, load balancer. Also, we need to create the um, HPA, which is HPA, which is used to control the traffics. Yes, so these are all the things I will be checking.
Okay. So let's assume your Kubernetes cluster is running stateful applications. Okay.
Okay,
So how the high availability will be ensured in it?
like
So let's assume like you have the stateful application. How would you
okay,
ensure its data is saved properly and it is highly available?
okay. So in stateful set, so in stateful set, it will be having the own identity for each parts. So if there is any parts is crashed based on the replicas, it will be creating the new part with the same name. So which is ensure the data will be available on the clusters. So maximum it will be so so maximum stateful application used for the database to store the data, because it will be provide the stateful applications. If there is any parts are going down, it will be automatically creating with the same name with the same configuration.
How the data will be saved?
So mm
Like which component you use to save the data?
so we use it to save the data using the volume.
What volume?
It's PVC, persistent volume.
Okay. And then for high availability, what do you use?
For high availability, we will be using uh, horizontal pod autoscaler HPA.
You should use part distribution budgets.
Sorry.
Part distribution budgets.
Okay.
We are talking about stateful sets, right?
Yes.
Okay. So your Kubernetes API server is having a high load, okay? So
Okay.
what strategies do you use to optimize the performance?
So we will be checking the API servers.
You know what is Kubernetes API server, right?
Yes.
What is API server?
API server is the entry point for the all the administrative tasks.
Where it will
So
be?
it will be on the
Yeah,
master node.
okay. So
So,
your Kubernetes API server is having high load, okay?
okay.
So how do you increase the performance of that server?
Okay. So we need to create the uh, one more master node, which can able to
Okay, how will you
uh,
create the master node? Will you manually create?
no. So
Then
I didn't recall it actually. Sorry.
we have to use autoscaling.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to optimize Kubernetes, okay, for cost efficiency.
Okay.
So how would you do that without impacting the performance? Okay, so you have to reduce the cost, but you shouldn't impact the performance.
Okay. On Kubernetes, right?
Yeah.
No, so I can able to recall it. Like
Okay.
the
Okay. How do you optimize a Docker image build pipeline for microservice architecture?
like we need to create the CI/CD pipeline through the Jenkins, which can able to optimize the uh,
Okay. How would you optimize?
so I know the optimize meaning like in other terms.
Like reduce the size of Docker image.
Okay, so we need to create the multi-stage Docker images, which is reduce the size of the file. Also, we can use the alpha image, which is having the uh, uh, less MB uh, less size operating system, which is user which is contains the libraries to run the applications.
Okay.
So alpha image.
Okay. So you have a Docker containerized application, and
Okay,
over time, now it is fine, but after 6 months or in a year, you see some degradation in the performance. Okay.
okay.
So how do you diagnose and fix what is the issue?
So we need to check the Kubernetes logs using the
I'm asking about Docker.
Kubernetes.
I'm asking about Docker.
Okay. So in Docker, we need to check the inspect the uh, images. So what is the issues over there? So in on the in so using the command like a Docker inspector and then image ID, so it will show the uh, information about the images. Also,
No, I'm talking about performance degradation.
performance degradation, like,
So you have an application, okay? So
okay.
you are creating the images every month. So now it
Oh,
is
yes.
working fine. So after
Yeah.
6 months, regularly the development work, everything is going on. So after 6 months or after 1 year, the same application which is using the Docker image, but it has new images, the performance is degrading. So how would you diagnose and fix the issue?
No, so I can able to recall it, like,
So you have to check like whether there is any constraints like resource constraints, whether the
okay.
application may be requiring more resources as the time passes. So you may have many users, right? So you may
Ah,
have
yes.
that issue, or else like you may need to analyze any memory leaks are happening in the container. You can use a Docker stats command.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a Docker container running in
Okay.
production. How would you check it doesn't have any vulnerabilities?
So we will be using the Trivi image scan, which is scanning the um, images in the pipeline.
Okay,
So the Trivi may, so we can able to down, we can able to export the uh, those Trivi image scan reports into the XML data XML format, so we
can
can able
you
to check.
tell me the three commands which you will use?
Yes, so we need to use Trivi. Then we need to, if we need to do the image scan, image Trivi images, and then bracket symbol, and then we need to provide the uh, Docker image. Sorry, we need to Trivi image and then image name, and then we need to provide the we need to provide that symbol, and then we need to given the which reports need which format we need to save the XML file. So that reports will be saved through the, we need to provide the file name of the XML.
Okay. So how do you ensure like a high availability of Jenkins?
So in high availability, we need to create the uh, worker nodes, which is we can able to run the application into worker nodes. So master will be creating, managing will be the all the worker nodes. So second one will be so we can able to worker nodes, and then yes, so
Worker
we
node
use.
is for running work on different nodes. I asked about high availability of Jenkins. So you have to use Jenkins HA, okay, and then you have to configure shared storage between those Jenkins clusters, and you have to implement like active Jenkins with load balancers.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to deploy an EC2 application, and it should be like fault tolerant. Okay, you what do you mean fault tolerant means like it shouldn't go down. So how would you
Okay.
design the architecture?
So it's, so easy to instance,
It should
we
be
need to
fault
create
tolerant.
the.
It should be fault tolerant and highly available.
Okay, through Terraform we can able to uh, so we need to create the EC2 instance like in multiple regions. So which is we can able to So if there is any region is goes down, so and then another region it will be pick up. It will be communicate over there. So we need to create a EC2 instance in multiple regions.
Okay, so in case if you want to architect a cost-efficient storage solution using AWS S3, how would you design it?
Like oh sorry, so I cannot recall it in S3
So
bucket.
you have to configure the life cycle so that it moves from S3 standard to intelligent tier, and then from intelligent tier to glacier and archival storages, so that
Okay,
you will be saving cost.
okay.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Yes, sir. So are
Okay.
you able to?
Yeah, I'm able to see. Okay, can you write Terraform configuration for backend stateful?
Backend stacker.
Terraform S3 backend.
Because we need to go providers. So it will be to create the EC2 instance, right? Like
No, I'm asking for S3 backend. What is the configuration for S3 backend for saving the Terraform state file?
okay. Oh, I forgot. So actually, I was I was done it before, but I forgot it.
Okay. So how would you check the disk space in Linux?
Disk spaces. Okay. Sorry, it's
Command.
okay. Cannot right. Command.
Okay, how do you check the CPU usage?
Stop command.
Okay, how would you check the open ports?
Okay. Open ports. Okay. Unable to recall it. Okay, actually. Open ports.
How would you kill a process?
Like we need to type sudo kill. then process name.
I should give -9.
Okay,
Okay, if you want to download a file, which command you will use?
wget.
If you want to just get top 5 lines in a file, how would you get that one?
Sorry, top.
5 lines. Or else, in case if you're checking logs, you want to see top 5 lines.
Okay. Sorry, it's okay. Unable to recall it.
Okay, can you open draw.io in your browser?
Sorry.
Can you open your
Draw.
browser?
Okay. Second.
ಏನೇ ಅಮ್ಮಿ ಅರ್ನಾ
Once again, Ashok.
Okay, Prakash, it's fine. Okay, thank you.